Radio Nuwe. Klets, Kuier, Luister en Leer in Afrikaans. Jou Christelike Lewenswyse Radiostasie.
Klets met Corne.
Gesels saam oor alles.
En nog wat.
Goeiemôre liewe vriende, baie welkom by Klets met Corne. My naam is Corne en ek en jy kuier oor allerlei lekker sake en vanoggend se lekkerte is ons groot liefde, soos julle weet, vir natuurlike dinge. En daar is 'n event wat in die Kaap aan die gang is en wat die naweek eintlik in die gang sal wees, waarvan jy moet bewus wees, en ek het 'n persoon wat ek vanoggend mee 'n onderhoud voer oor dit, en ons gaan die onderhoud in Engels doen. So, kry vir jou 'n koffietjie nader en kom luister gerus na wat ons hier so te sê het vanoggend. Warren, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm speaking to Warren Hickinbotham, if I pronounce that correctly.
Perfect.
Warren, thank you for your time and welcome so much to Radio Nuwe. I'm really looking forward to this discussion because you won't know this now probably, but since it's a private radio station that we launched at the beginning of lockdown, and personally we are involved in the natural market and the organics market. So what we have a passion for is what we share on the radio. So I was very glad to get this call to do the interview with you this morning. Please just tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's start there. I know you are the head of the sponsorships and partnerships for the event in Cape Town, but please just tell people who you are and who you belong to, where you fit into the whole picture.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, this Expo business is actually a side hustle of mine, also a pre-COVID baby that has now grown into a toddler with its own legs. So I'm a co-founder of it with my partner John Thompson. I run the sponsorship and partnership, but also we kind of do a bit of sales, do a bit of the building, and right now we're getting our hands dirty at the convention center as we speak. Me personally, I've just been a fan of events for a long time, and obviously the health, wellness, sustainability space is quite exciting at the moment too, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah. Okay. No more. Let's start with a bit of a background for a lot of people that kind of follow us are because of, I love them, their interest in the whole organics, natural thing. What do you think, or let's start with, how big is this whole space in South Africa at this stage, the whole thing of organics and natural products? Is it a big thing? Is it still starting up? Where do you see it at this stage?
Yeah, I think we're very much still starting. We're at the beginning of our journey. Globally, just in context, to give it context, globally it's absolutely massive. From an events perspective, there's a show in Germany every February called Biofach. Now, if you've ever been to Biofach, it is hall upon hall upon hall upon hall of organic and natural products from across the globe. So that's kind of the international stage. We are very much at the beginning of our journey, but the potential, and I think that's the key thing, the potential of this market locally, and not just South Africa, we're talking Africa, is absolutely massive.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I'm very excited about it, and there's definitely a bit more of a awareness, I guess you could call it. When you talk to people, they are, some of them are into it, deep already. But I was shocked that because in our world, we try to buy our food from that side of things. We try to grow organically our own little spot stuff. We've got a lot of natural products that we manufacture as well, my wife's business. But for example, I walked into a agricultural shop the other day, one of the big, I can't remember which one it was. And I thought I'm going to find I was just looking for organic insecticide. Not one, not like even one somewhere. It's all chemicals still. And I was kind of surprised by, in my mind, at least I understand it's not the big chunk of the market, but I was thinking by now, surely there must be like one option, not a single one. So I was kind of surprised in that way. And I mean, in Cape Town, you still got the best of the deal because up here, most of our clients, they're in Cape Town. So we create a lot of stuff down there. It seems to be like there's a bigger awareness there. I don't know whether it's true or not. So yeah, we're starting, but I think I'm very excited with you. I think it's a growing space. and people are definitely becoming more aware. More to the event itself, what's happening at the event at the Cape Town International Event Centre there? What's physically happening at the event? What?
So, look, currently as we speak, I'm sitting at the convention center. The building has begun, so there's just a massive flurry of workers running around building stands, painting, screwing, hammering, and all the rest of it. But what's going to happen tomorrow from 10 o'clock when the doors open to the public really is going to be, I hope, a sensory explosion. I've done a lot of these kind of interviews, and I've been known for talking about weird and wonderful, and that's really what we've got. We've got weird and wonderful. There's food and beverage. Okay. Obviously, a lot of guys doing a lot of good things from a food and beverage perspective. But what the sector for me that's really interesting is the personal care and cosmetic sector. I was looking last night actually at our list of exhibitors. We've got over 130 exhibitors this year, which is 20% up on last year. So just showing the growth of the interest out there. But cosmetics, personal care, skin care, this kind of stuff, there's some really, really cool, weird and wonderful things being done by some small businesses. And I think that's the other side of that I'd like to make mention of. This sector is dominated by small business. So what you're going to get at this event is a personal experience. You're going to speak to the owner. You're going to speak to the person who made this product, who invented it, who thought of it, who stayed up late at night mixing things and testing things. So it really is a sensory explosion of weird and wonderful personal stories that they can look forward to.
I think that's one of the things what I like about the field as well at this stage, because it's so small and owner operated usually. I love the thing of the personal contact, and I know that's one of the reasons that people they are loyal to you once they're a customer, because they call and we speak to them, and wife shares all the knowledge, and you won't find that in a normal, when you walk into a big shop. So I think that's part of the perks of it. I'm very glad it's small businesses, because one of my answers, questions would be, is the expos, is it only for big businesses? It's small businesses, how small can you be and still participate? Because I would guess this is an ongoing thing, you'll have yearly ones in different places and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. So
it's for small business as well.
Yeah, it's for everyone. Look, I can tell you, Corne, for us as event organizers, it was a hard lesson to learn, because we got into the sector. We'd seen what events like Biofak had done in Europe and other events like that. The US, the eventing scene was big. So, from a business perspective, it was a great opportunity. And as we got into it and we realized more and more how small the businesses are, first of all, it was a bit of a commercial shock. But by then we were too far in. It had become a passion. We're in this industry now with all of these people.
Yeah.
So we've come up with mechanisms and options and different stand sizes to accommodate all the small businesses. But even then, there's a lot of businesses that still can't afford to be on. So we've reached out to government. We've got some very good government partners. I mean, everyone's got a lot of bad things to say about government. I must tell you, the government we deal with, the government funding agencies, the DTIC, the SEFTAs, the Western Cape government, particularly at this event, they've come to the party with sponsorships and backing. So to answer your question, really, it doesn't matter how small you are. You can apply, and we can hopefully find something to suit. Some of the guys here aren't paying anything.
Yeah.
They've been completely covered. So it's for everyone. We'd have to do that to really level the playing field and allow these businesses to get involved.
That is very good news, because when I told my wife about you guys, the first thing was, well, we can't do that, because to my shock, I always refer to ourselves as a small business, and then one day at the bank they said, no, you a micro business. So okay,
Yeah.
So it's good news, the small guys can pull in there. Please tell us the info of the event itself. When can people go? Where do they find tickets? How much is it? All those kind of, what people need to know.
Sure. So the event opens at 10 a.m. tomorrow and is open from 10 till 5 every day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it runs the whole weekend. Consumers pay a fee to get in. Trade don't pay. You just have to register and obviously get approved if you're a bona fide trade. So if you and your wife were down here, you could register and you could just come and collect your tickets.
Yeah.
Tickets are available online currently at $70. www.organicandnaturalportal.com. That's a discounted pre-sale. At the gate, it's 110, unless, of course, you are a Standard Bank card holder, then you get it for $55 at the gate. They're one of our partners as well. So lots of options, and we urge everyone to come, bring the family, and see what's on offer.
Yeah. Okay, just to make the other one that I want to just clarify with you quickly is the scope of this thing, because I was on the internet this morning, and it's not just the foodies and the faces. There's a lot of different things. So if you are somewhere around Cape Town and can get in the car within one day, then I would make the big track there, because it is really a wide field. Anything you can think of, and every year we try to be at Kragdag up here in Gauteng. And I tell you, the first time I was blown away by the amount of innovation in the agricultural field, specifically there. That people, I got hope for the country that day, the first time I was there, just because there's such a lot of clever people doing their own thing, making a plan, I call it, just, to go forward and make it a better future, and not going anywhere, not running, staying here, make things work. That whole kind of mindset, it was really uplifting and positive for me, and I was very excited just about the future of the country, irrespective of what you think of it now. So this is more in a similar vein, just a positive space to be in. So all you good people, get in your cars, get the family, get the friends, go make a day or weekend of it. And if you've never used natural organic products, I cannot recommend highly enough to give it a try. I know people are always surprised. This is now our own stuff. But they are really surprised because of what they think it is and what it will be and how it will, work and whatever. Compared to what they experience. And I remember from myself, when you got into this, we kind of grew up with this thing. It's like a foofy, it's out there. It takes yonkers to work if it works, that kind of thing. And I find it not to be true at all. Maybe it was like that in the good old day when it was just like when a bird poo mixed with whatever. But it's a whole scientific world out there by now. And natural stuff. And I don't think that the rest of the world with all the big budgets can compare with it. So if people experience the stuff, I find they are in there. It's not outrageously expensive necessarily. Some of these things, about anything could be expensive, but I find it to be a really easy world to enter into. And once you experience it, it is usually a great experience, and you will be a fan for life. So dear friends, make a weekend, go get yourself to Cape Town International Convention Center. Warren, is something else that you want to leave us with here? Oh yeah, one thing. After the event now, where can people find info if they're a small business or a big business? And for people just interested in where do I find these products or services, where do people go for something after the event?
Absolutely. So we've, on that same website, organicandnaturalportal.com, we have a business directory there. Everyone who exhibits at our shows every year gets listed on that directory, so you can come and find them. You can search by category, you can search by product, and then you can search by company and find the companies then, and you can get directly in touch with them. We are busy developing an online e-commerce portal, so very soon you'll be able to buy that, just buy, and the products will arrive. And then, of course, we have our Joburg event in October at Sandton Convention Center, so I hope to see you and your wife at that one. And every year that's going to be the feature. We're going to do call it a home and away. Indeed.
Okay. Are you based in Joburg or are you based in Cape Town?
I'm a Joburger, through and through. I'm just down here for the weekend to get this done, and then I'll be home on Monday.
Awesome. Nama, thank you very much for your time. I really wish you guys all the great success down there. And we'll see you up here shortly, I hope, and hopefully we can do this thing again then. Good luck. Enjoy it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Corne. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Hieweliet Huis se reeks natuurlike vloeibare seep sal jou vel, jou hare, jou hande en sommer al jou sintuie aangenaam verras, sommer jou beursie ook. Die lyfreeks word uit luukse, bevochtigende olyf en klapperolie verseep met slegs natuurlike ekstra bestanddele. Die wasgoedseep is hard op vlekke, sag op die natuur. Bederf jouself. Besigtig die volledige reeks en bestel by hieweliet.co.za. Goed vir jou vel, goed vir die natuur.
Lekker koffie word op die heel beste natuurlike metodes verbou in die hoof koffieproduserende lande in Afrika. Jy kan sommer die kwaliteit proe. Spesialis koffie van ander gebiede is ook beskikbaar. Jy kan jou bestelling plaas by hieweliet.co.za. Dis beskikbaar in verskillende sterktes, as bone of gemaal en in 3 verskillende groottes verpakking. Onthou, as dit nie sê lekker koffie nie, dan is dit nie lekker koffie nie.
Jy luister nou na Radio Nuwe, jou Christelike Lewenswyse radiostasie. Klets, Kuier, luister en leer in Afrikaans.